Hi, I'm Alexi Pukanikin, and we're balling today, tomorrow, and most definitely yesterday. At what cost? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in once again. I'm having speech impediment problems because, I went on stage last night and then, I got 7 minutes of time and we made the most out of it. But it took a lot out of me to fucking muster up the courage to get there. So, by the time I slept and everything, I woke up, with the, like the prints on your face. That's how hard I was sleeping. And I still got a little bit like, dude, I already drank 2 coffees. I'm still a little bit like, oh, right? Still trying to process it a little bit. But thank you for everyone that was there supporting me and just coming to watch, listening to what I got to say. And we continue on with that fire when we balling like this, you know what I'm saying? Because none of that matters. John Jones is the greatest of all time. Nothing matters in life. Your mother could have fucking cancer, and it doesn't matter because John Jones is the greatest of all time. Oh my goodness. I love you, Dana. Anyways, UFC Abu Dhabi recap on Yas Island. And guess what? Not only was it at a very balanced time as a European citizen to watch this show go down, it was also a balanced card. It was a balanced time. It was a balanced card. Let me put it this way. Little mathematics, right? Me as a chink, I'm fucking the best at that. Mackenzie Dern gets a dub. We love Mackenzie Dern. In fact, we admire the fuck out of Mackenzie Dern for her special abilities. However, she gets the dub, right? That's plus points right there. Bang. Tony Ferguson choked out in round 1. 8 losing streak. Oh, shit. Half retiring. Dude, if that guy's half retiring, what the hell is Dustin Poirier doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so listen, El Cucuy, I get the master plan. It's that you wait for Dustin Poirier to announce his retirement. Then you're like, fuck that, I'm not going to retire. Islam has like a freak accident where he was out for like 2 years or something. Tony Ferguson gets like 2 submission wins in like the first round and then KOs one guy. Bang. All of a sudden, co-main event falls down for interim or something. Bang. He steps in, wins, pulls off the decision win for that, and then faces I don't know, let's just say bittersweet Charles Oliveira to Bronx in 2026. I think that's how, and El Cucuy could still do it. He could still do it. El Cucuy, I believe in you, bro. I believe in you. I think he could definitely still have a couple of big fights, even if he goes into the boxing world or any other combat. Dude, imagine if he's insane enough to go into bare knuckle boxing. He'd fucking dominate over there. So, Tony Ferguson, I love you. El Cucuy, I love you. Do what you please, but either way, we'll be supporting you, bro. not on his level. I'm forgetting his hashtags on Instagram. There's so many, but he's legendary for those. So that's like minus 1,000 points. Mackenzie Dub plus Tony Ferguson minus. And then you're like, oh, but like Davison Figueiredo is now 3-0 at 135 in the bantamweight division. You're like, wait, that's kind of lit. And he's like kind of murking these guys, but it was Cheeto that ended up taking the L. So now Cheeto is 0-2. And that's minuses again. That's pluses. Figueiredo 3-0. Whoa. And then again, Cheeto now 0-2 in the last two. So you're just like, no. Right? Then next fight, Shara the Bullet Magomedov. Again, I think he should just change it to One Eye Pirate. I think that's just like what he's known for. Fucking Shara Fetty Wap Magomedov, even. That would be fucking lit. But Shara has now gotten 2 wins in 2 months during the summer and is now 3-0 in UFC. However, Mikhail Oleksiejczuk unfortunately now falls down to 0-3 the last 3 fights. And it's tough to see Mikhail Oleksiejczuk grow in a fan base within the UFC, but you cannot doubt the sheer, like, just the raw talent and entertainment Shara brings to the table. It's next level. His look, still a God-fearing citizen of the world. And he's from a place where you're supposed to, grapple, do a little bit of man hugging, But he's just like, nah, let me just swing my baseball bat, a.k.a. my leg, right at you in 3,000 different angles and setups. It's kind of insane. And it's a big division. He's fighting at middleweight. So he can act. There's potential of him murking people, and middleweight is all right now. Middleweight is all right in terms of competition. So Shara, if he wins, now beats a couple of those real gatekeepers within the 185. Give him 2 years, 3 years, he's probably fighting for the championship. Telling you right now, Shara has got huge potential within the UFC. All the Russians do, in my opinion, because 2 Russians are the only opponents in the last 3 years that have defeated Corey Sandhagen. First, Peter Yan. Right, decision went over to Peter, right? But Peter did, I think, right? Now Umar Nurmagomedov. Now everybody's familiar with this surname of this Russian gentleman that just won last weekend. It is Nurmagomedov. It's how do I say this? Umar is a savage, but that's a given when you have dedicated your life to that one specific Dagestani camp, MMA camp, whatever you call a Sambo wrestling camp, whatever it is. Because it's next level. That's the reason why Khabib retires 29-0, 30-0, whatever the number is, undefeated. And Umar Nurmagomedov is currently 18-0 professionally. And let me just double check. I didn't write this down, but what's his record within the UFC right now? How many fights? When did he come in? He came in 2021, so 3 years ago. And he's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 now fights. It's 3, so like 2 a year. That's all right. That's all right. Corey Sandhagen, very obviously the first time he was put up against a highly elite skilled opponent. And now Umargamedov, after winning the decision over Corey Sandhagen, I would say pretty obviously, I don't think there was any close debate about it from what I saw. And now he is guaranteed to fight the winner of UFC Las Vegas in the Las Vegas Sphere. And the headline of that, which is during Mexican Independence Day. Well, that's why it's labeled as Noche UFC Noche. Noche. I apologize to the Latino community. Anyway, Umar is now going to fight the winner of the headline of that one, which is the Sugar Show versus Marab. And that's for the championship. So Umar is either going to be fighting Marab for the championship or fighting the Sugar Sean O'Malley for Sugar Sean to... I'm going to tell you this. If Sugar Sean O'Malley goes on a 3-fight defensive run of Chito Vera, Merab Dvalishvili, and then after that Umar Nurmagomedov, I think he's going to be like on a ridiculous level. If he pulls that kind of level of shit off, he might just be a freaking... He's already pretty much a global superstar, but like I think it's going to make him like one of the biggest names ever in UFC or currently in the combat sport world. So 135 is on fire. And once again, none of that matters. John Jones is the greatest of all time. But okay, the Olympics. Here we are. It's the last few days. That's it. It was like a week and a half, 2 weeks. They squeezed it all in there. If you visit the website, they have this like great like schedule overview thing that you can watch, and it's kind of like interactive. Like you can kind of see how it's pretty well organized. But what's the Olympic Games all about? It's about the medal count. It's about who's got the medals, especially what type of color, because it's always you're going for number one. Always. So, Team USA are currently leading with a total of 95 medals. 95 medals. With still plenty of finals to come. And 28... Oh, correct. I'm correcting. 27 of those are gold, which is quite impressive. Almost 1/3 of all the medals are gold. And think about this. 28 of those 95 medals came from swimming alone. Like, that's kind of crazy, right? China is second with a total of 66 medals. And they have 25 gold medals. So 2 behind. So they got a little bit better of a conversion rate, if you will. They have pretty much, I think mathematically, a little bit over 1/3, while U.S. is under 1/3. Impressive. China number 1. You know, I'm not going to try to act like that's not my fucking, you know, Look, listen, now I'm looking in the mirror going, okay, this might be the Olympic medal winning body all of a sudden, you know. Not too bad. It gives my Chinese genes a little bit of a better rep. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Look at that. Oh, you know? Uh, but I do want to say with this medal count and like just to list it off, Australia, for example, is third with the gold medals. They've got 18, and I said before on the last week's podcast, I really am rooting for Australia because considering they're just a little kind of independent island down there, they still got the grit to pull it off, and they got 43 medals in total. France is up there as well with 51 medals, and UK, they got 49. But you also got to just think about like the conversion rate of like how many medals total, and how many medals of those are gold. For example, I think Netherlands has one of the more impressive records. They've got 21 medals, but out of those 21, 10 is gold. So that's like almost half conversion rate. I mean, Netherlands is crazy. Germany as well, if you really think about it, they're pretty much almost half. 20 medals, 9 gold. Sorry. So a little bit right under half. So very impressive, the conversion rates, if you really think about it. France too. Think about, even though they got 13 gold medals and they got 51 total medals, think about how many of those silver and bronze was possibly athletes that weren't predicted a top 3 finish, but then home crowd cheering them on, they were able to squeeze in for a top 3 podium finish. So it's all of it is great. It's fucking it's great. There's all of this is great, but you have to think, what if Russia was there? What if Putin's super athletes were there? And yeah, like, sure, before it was, like there was this like this whole thing about the doping. But like, if you really think about it, like, you just gotta I think you gotta think about it, because before it was top 3 kind of battling out. Now it's only top 2 battling it out. It's almost similar to like F1. Some seasons is only 2 battling out. Sometimes it's like the season we have now, where it's all seemingly like 4 different constructors fighting. So it's you gotta think about it that way. What about Russia? What about Putin? Right? Because from my perspective, I'm there for the highest level of physical competition. Look, if I don't know that you're cheating and I'm just watching you do some crazy shit, dude, I'm just gotta respect that overall, But no, there's still 3 days left. There's still so many gold medals to be given out, because these last days are mostly just for the top 3, no matter what sport it is, and the finals and the semifinals. For example, tons of wrestling and boxing finals going down from today all the way to Sunday, because there's so many weight classes, and men's and women's both division for wrestling and boxing. So you got to think about that. But boxing is going to be really interesting to watch for sure, no matter the controversies from before. And tonight there is, for example, men's javelin final, women's long jump final, men's 200 meter final, and men's 110 meter hurdles final. That's all just like, men's javelin final. I think there's a Finn maybe going down, maybe in there, fighting for at least. Women's long jump final, because like, men's 200 final, because that's just like cool. I think it's equally cool as 100 in my opinion, from like just like a viewing perspective, because there's a bit of a chance to make a comeback. a little bit more, at least 100 meters more to be specific. You know, I'm a math genius. Shout out Einstein. And 110 meters hurdles because, like, dude, you gotta be athletically insane to do hurdles. So, and with track and field, otherwise, there's still women's and men's 4x100 relay finals, and as well as women's and men's marathon runs that are going down this weekend. However, Saturday and Sunday, I think, arguably the biggest sport to like kind of end off the men's and women's basketball finals. And currently, tonight and tomorrow night will be the semifinals for the men's and women's basketball. For example, tonight, the semifinals for the men's are going down. France versus Germany, which is a very, very crazy matchup. Wagner out there in the fucking Germany side. Wembanyama and Fournier, I think, on the French side. Serbia versus Team USA. Team USA, I don't even need to list the names. And Serbia, Jokic, you know, Bogdanovic. Serbia they're very strong as well. So, oh yeah, and then also France and US are in the semifinals on the women's side as well. However, I think it was Belgium going against Team USA, and then some other team going. I'm not gonna fucking check this. It's women's basketball. That was just a jokey joke. Beach volleyball finals tomorrow and Saturday. Gonna be tuning in for the women's one for sure. And regular volleyball finals Saturday and Sunday. Gonna be tuning in for the women's one for sure. And last but not least, breakdancing finals tomorrow and Saturday. Yo. They call it breaking, dude. I couldn't even imagine what the fuck breaking was. But breakdancing, here we go. I'm gonna fucking be tuning in for some little boopity boppity dee doo doo boom touch boom touch boom boom bop boom boom ba. And the closing ceremony will be on Sunday evening. Look at that. Bada bing, bada boom. But I mean, I don't mean to get like all freaking too philosophical and deep on you here, but at the end of the day, the Olympic Games are a political propaganda tool that countries utilize, and countries activate incentives, and it varies in proportions depending on the company and depending how much funding you have for propaganda. Makes it amazing. I thank Nike and Adidas and freaking all these fucking crazy colleges and universities in the US for like actually developing these super athletes that are winning these medals and shit. Like, I actually think they're pushing it to another level, right? Just looking at Michael Phelps, dude, that's a god in my eyes, for real. So, but I understand that's why I look up to US. They're able to create motherfuckers like Michael Phelps. So I understand it's a political propaganda tool. And thankfully it only happens every 4 years, right? Imagine if it was a fucking yearly thing of like every single like, no, 4 years, it gives you a better picture. How are countries developing? How is the country that is hosting handling it? And the whole process that goes into the buildup of that and then the aftermath. And for what it's worth, France, like, I'll sit up straight for this as well. For what it's worth, I know I've done regrettable things, let's just say, but France, Ballin, for what it's worth, I think you did a great job with this. I do think, just let me say this, okay, without, regretting it after. Just get it out of my system. The venues, they looked amazing. The energy in every crowd seemed like they were having a great time, despite the reports of, like, the heat being fucking high as shit, right? High ass temperatures, right? So yeah, good on you, France. Like, you did a great thing. You made Snoop Dogg the fucking #1 mascot. There was something there. You pulled the right one. You made the right moves. There you go. And I actually hope that it didn't make a dent in any way. I actually hope that. So, yeah. Hey, cheers. Fucking some champagne, right? You know what I'm fucking saying? Imagine if they had a fucking Olympic venue in Champagne. That'd be crazy. But anyways, no. I thought it was crazy. They fucking had surfing on a fucking island like fucking 5,000 kilometers away or something. Like, on a French-occupied island. Like, that's kind of sick, dude. I can't even lie, dude. Like, modern colonialism still fucking producing amazing shit. But I think overall, big picture, I think it's just truly amazing. And it just shows how fucking amazing of a feat it is that U.S. has this edge over every other country, seemingly every Olympic Games, even when it seems like their country's falling apart from within. They are still dominating in the physical world. The day that the U.S. are not the ones dominating anymore will truly be a strange transition in history. Let me drop some knowledge on you, okay? That's what I'm saying. Let's get the Russians back into this, okay? For reals. I miss it. I miss them. What are we doing out here? It's fucking, I want a fair competition. I know they didn't play fair for a little bit, but if we're talking fair, you're gonna ban a whole fucking country full of that. The landmass wise, like physically wise, the biggest country, and you're not gonna let them in the biggest physical competition in the world. Come on, dude. Stop being a hater, man. Don't be scared, little pussy. And I ain't even a communist or nothing. But like, that's just what I'm saying. But on other news, because I always got other news to end it all off. My brother from another mother, Lauri Markkanen, signs an extension with the Utah Jazz for 5 years for $238 million. Now, that sounds pretty good to me. Shout out to my Finnish brother who's holding it down in the NBA in the fucking white nation of US. No, I'm kidding. No. He's actually like he was like, look, I love Utah Jazz, but and also you have to understand I love Steph Curry, right? And I would kind of take up on that opportunity, but I love the fans. So if we hear each other out, I'ma stay here and for a while. That's it. I think he was just a savage with this. Boom, a little bit of that. See, the Finns catch you sometimes. The Finns catch you a little bit. Bang, all of a sudden, rumors about the Warriors wanting to get Lauri Markkanen kind of having some rumors going like, I don't know, dude. I don't know if I'm gonna take at least the extension you're offering me or the contract you're offering me. Bam, renegotiate it. Bam, 5 years. Give me like 200 mil. I love these people anyway. They love me. We're going to try to make it work within the next 5 years. Sounds good to me. And with that being said, it helped me reflect on another news that had hit. That my boy Carlos Sainz, who I still have for another win, being a multi-race winner this season, he signs a multi-year deal with Williams Racing, which means, first, I thought, okay, I'm depressed. I want to fucking just, like, that was. However, I think Sainz is driving that Ferrari engine right now, and he's going like, nah, I think the Mercedes engine is still the one to go with, right? Especially when McLaren and Mercedes all of a sudden got their shit together, and Ferrari still has been struggling this whole time. Lewis Hamilton doesn't lose anything by going to Ferrari. Even if he doesn't score a goddamn podium, he doesn't lose with Ferrari because it's just going to be Ferrari's fault. It's not going to be Lewis Hamilton, the greatest of all time's fault. So, Ferrari engine guaranteed fucked. It's fucked. Mercedes engine is the one to go with. Williams has a Mercedes engine. They've been on a steady incline ever since George Russell joined them, and they got back with Albon, or they got with Albon. So Albon has already pushed them to a nice level. Now they get Sainz, who is a very high level. You make the car slightly better, they're going to be up there fighting with Aston Martin and Alpine at least, right? You possibly, like high up on the midfield. I see the vision. I think Williams has a future in F1. They have quite a lot of value, I think, still in the modern world of F1 compared to like Stake. That's why I'm sure Audi actually ended up buying Sauber for kind of cheap, like considering what Audi is planning on doing. And speaking of Audi, that's what Kick Sauber is right now. And Bottas is there right now. And after, there was actually rumors that Bottas was going to sign with Williams. Now the Sainz is signed with Williams. It means that either Bottas has the option to get re-signed with Kick, which practically means he gets signed by Audi. However, maybe Kick Sauber just signs him for next year, like just 1 year contract extension, which then it's just useless. I wouldn't want that for him. Or he goes to, there's one more seat available in Red Bull Visa. However, or Visa Cash App Red Bull, I don't know what the fuck their name is. However, I don't think that's intelligent for anyone. If you want me to, like, there. I don't think there's like, it's the Red Bull thing, right? Like Red Bull have their kind of like inner circle of drivers that they choose from. Alpine, dear God, please, no. And this is last shout that I have, which I wouldn't oppose. Back to Mercedes. Back, just for even out of 1 year, give them a 1 year. So Bottas back to Mercedes. Fuck it, I'm calling it. Oh my God, I'll throw that one down on the whiteboard. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in for Ballin' at What Cost. It's a fun time. NFL preseason, I think, is going down this weekend. That's crazy. You know what? I'd rather talk about the recap next week for you guys. It makes a little bit more sense. It's the preseason. We know nothing. Let's just watch the first games at least, and then see where we go from there. Almost missed that one out. But hey, Ballin' at What Cost? It's your guy. It's your boy. It's your brother. It's your dude. Rexy Pukanikin. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.